Hello everybody, if you're new to the channel, I'm Mahdi, I'm a fourth year medical student from Iraq, and in these videos I'm trying my best to help students get as much as they could from their brain and their body as well. Today's video, I'm going to talk about how to study for long hours without getting bored. Well, whenever we start to study, every day we're trying to increase the amounts of study hours in our routines, but unfortunately, whenever we hit 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, we just feel tired from study and we distract ourselves with something else. And we feel that it's so hard to get into study again. When I was studying in the high school, yeah, I was studying for long hours. But when I got accepted in medical school, I found that I need to study for much longer hours. And I was struggling with this issue. A lot of students struggle with this issue also. So I tried a lot of study routines, I tried tips from YouTube videos, and also I read a book. It's called Deep Work. I read a tons of research paper on that topic, and I got a great conclusion of 15 tips about this topic, which is based on science and research and books readings. So relax and bring a paper and pen. Come with me, write down these 15 tips, and try to include these tips, maybe three or two of them, in your study session until you will find which is really working for you. So let's get into it. Well, guys, starting with the first tip. First tip is where to study and for how long. Yeah, tip number one, where to study and for how long. Yeah, if it's possible to identify locations that is used for study only, okay? Maybe like a conference room, maybe a quiet library, anything else. The positive effects will be much greater if you identify these locations. It's for study, okay? And the important point is to know that regardless of the study location or study or the place for study, it is very important to notice that to give yourself a specific time frame to make sure that the study session is a discrete challenge and it's not an open-ended slug of time. Well, guys, tip number two. Tip number two is how you will study once you started studying. Yeah, guys. So tip number two is how you will study once you just start your study. Well, the most important point is ban any internet access to your device that you are studying with. Okay, unless your study is like dependent on the internet. Maybe your study is like based on searching, like searching for something, searching for information, searching for some terms. I know that medical students need to search like maybe every 5 minutes. Okay, so if I'm a medical student and I know that I need to use Google most of the times, I need to search, I need to look for information. So if you can't like stop using internet while you study, it's okay, but try to limit the usage of internet only for the platform you use in your study. Okay, no social media in front of you, no messages, no calls through your study. Okay, so make sure to ban any access for social media, for notifications, and so on, and make your access for internet only for the platform you use for your study. Well, guys, tip number three. What is tip number three? Tip number three is how you will support your study session. Well, tip number 3 is how to support your study session. Like if you like coffee, if you like tea, so you'll start your study session with a cup of coffee or tea. It's up to you, like what you like. And make sure to have a good access for food before you start your session to preserve a good amount of energy for the whole study session. And it's also important to organize the tools you use, like organize your desk, preparing your paper, your pen, your iPad, laptop, whatever you need in your study session. Try to like organize it in front of you. So once you start your study session, you will not like have to search for your paper, your pen, or anything else. So you will waste a lot of attention, a lot of energy, and focus about searching for something else you need. And instead of that, you have to prepare everything you need before you go into your study session. Well, guys, tip number 4. What is tip number 4? Okay. Tip number 4 is don't study alone. Okay, tip number 4, maybe it's shocking, like don't study alone. Yes, research indicates that studying alone will, like in a quiet place, will make the study more challenging. And instead of that, try to study with like in front of people. Let's say like a quiet library, a coffee shop, whatever. Okay, so try to like work as a team. Why not? Study in front of people, that will make the study more productive and more joyful. Okay, so that will like boost our mind, boost our mood, boost our productivity as well. As I said, like a great place to go to study is maybe coffee shop, maybe quiet library, maybe conference room, and so on. Here's another option. Like if you can't go out of your home to study, like for some cultures or some anything else, for some religions, like it's not allowed to go and study for in another place. Okay, I know that. And here is another options. If you have any brother, sister in your family who is also students, no matter what he is studying, it's okay to study with him in the same room. So let's say that you are a medical student and you have a sister which is a nurse, or she is like a mathematics. It's okay. Okay, you can study in the same room, so you can have a talk after finishing your study session. So that will make the study is more joyful, and you'll feel that you don't study alone. The stuff you do is also there is someone who is doing in front of you. Okay, so it's okay. You can like study with any member of your family, maybe your sister, maybe your older brother, and so on. You can have a talk after finishing your study session, and that will make the study more joyful and more productive. Well, guys, tip number 5. Tips number 5 is track your progress. This tip is really important. Let's see why these tips is really important. I want to sit on the chair because my legs just hurt me. Anyway, so tracking your progress is really crucial for continuing study in the long term. An American Psychological Association, they published a study talking about this. Like patients who record their progress physically, like in a paper, and stick it like in the door or in front of them, or even they share their progress publicly with their family, with their neighbors. They found that people who share their progress or monitor their progress by physically record it or by say it to their family members, their neighbors, they found those people are in high chance to achieve their goals in quitting smoking, in changing body weight, like lowering blood pressure, quitting smoking, I don't know things. Okay, so the point is, and conclusion from American Psychological Association, that they found that if you if you are a patient, want to quit smoking, want to like change your diet, lower your blood pressure, and so on, it's also work as a study. Okay, it's really important to track your progress. Okay, is to track your progress. To track your progress. For me, I use a weekly tracker. Here's how I do that: is by like sticky notes. I will scatter the hours along the week and put, like stick it in front of me. So every day before night, I will see how much I studied or how much hours I invest in study. So, and at the end of the week, like I'll see how many hours in total I study. Let's say I studied for 25 hours, and the baseline limit I set like in my weeks is 25 hours. So when I hit this line, when I hit these when I hit this limit, I'll go and celebrate, hang out with my friends, like have a juice to drink together, and so on, like doing and like have a celebrations with yourself. Okay, so let's go to whiteboard and see how I like track my progress weekly. Let's see. Okay, we need to, yeah, there's this. Yeah, so what is the topic? Is how to track your progress like weekly. I mean your progress in study as well. So basically I do this. First of all, I'll see like the week number. Let's say this is week 30 of 2025. So the week 30 of the year 2025. How would it work? Like this, by making a table of two lines, one horizontal, one vertical. Here I will type like the day, and here I will type or write hours per week. Okay. For me, my week starting in Friday. Maybe your week started with Sunday, Monday, and so on. So it's up to you. So this is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and here the total hours. Okay? So this is maybe Friday. This is Saturday. This is a Sunday. This is a Monday. And this is a Tuesday. This is Wednesday. And this is like, okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And this is total numbers of hours that I have studied in this week. So this is the sessions number. Okay. Okay. Let's say on Friday I've studied for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, like 1 hour, and so on. Here's maybe like 1 hour, 2 hours, and blah 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 blah. Okay. After finishing the week, I will like assume. Like I will collect all these hours together and see how much of hours I invest in study. Let's say the whole hours of study, it was 40 hours. Okay, and I have in my mind like the hours I have to study in the week. Let's say it is 40 hours. So here I hit the number 40 hours. I set it for 40 hours. So if I hit this baseline limit, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to celebrate this achievement. I'm going to go out, have a drink with my friends, watching TV, or doing anything else you enjoy because you have studied for the number you thought about, okay? By this way, you will continue your progress, okay? Try it. Try it like not like this on like a big paper or something like that. Try it on sticky notes like this, okay? Sticky notes. Try this and stick it in front of you on your desk, wherever. Okay, so whenever you're trying to sleep, go and take a look on this. See your progress every day. Okay, let's see the next tip. All right, guys, tip number 6. Let's just erase this. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Tip number 6 is what to do in your break time. This tip is truly important. Every student, he knows that when it's the time for a study session, he's gonna study. But not every student knows what to do in his break time. Deal? Yeah. A lot of us think they can't do anything else in their minds in their break time. This is completely wrong. Some students like try to scroll social media in their break time. This is completely wrong because social media will suck up our dopamine, will destroy our dopamine levels. A study called Attention Restoration Theory (ART). It was first proposed by University of Michigan 1980s. Yeah, this study claims that spending time in nature can significantly improve our ability to re-energize ourselves and re-energize our mind. It also claims that like spending a time with your kid, having a game with your kid, having a run, having a casual conversation with someone, listen to music while making your dinner. These activities can significantly re-energize our brain to easily go into an next study session. Try it. Well, guys, tip number 7. What is tip number 7? Tip number 7 is don't use internet to entertain yourself. I think most of you use internet to entertain yourself, watching a movie, like watching YouTube, scrolling social media. Okay, wait, maybe watching a movie, it's okay, it's good, but don't scroll social media in your free time. I mean, like in the rest between sensation and so on. Okay, so I can't like entertain myself with internet. What suppose I'm gonna do? Okay, yeah, it's right to ask me this question. Okay, how to answer this question? Don't use internet to entertain yourself, as using internet will weakens your ability to resist distractions. It also will making the ability to reconstruct to restore your concentration for the next session very difficult. So when you really want to concentrate, you will feel it. It's very difficult to get into concentration. Like avoid using internet in your leisure time. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, you can read your favorite book, you can have a great casual conversations with someone in person, you can play a game with your kids, have a social time, a lot of things you can do. How suppose I'm gonna do that, yeah, before like you got into your leisure time or your free time, put a thoughts in your mind that I'm gonna do that and that and that in my free time. Okay, so when you have your leisure time, you will know what to do in your leisure time. Okay, you don't have to think about it. Okay. Okay, and an important fact that any typical man should know is that our like mind's faculties are capable of continuous hard work. They don't tire like an arm or leg, all except in sleep, of course. All what they want is an alternative. A good alternative will make them work continuous hard, will make them continue for hard work. Okay, so they don't tire. All what they want is a good alternative. Try it. All right, guys, tip number 8. What is tip number 8? Tip number 8 is divide your task into steps. Yeah, on a study from the British Psychology Society, they found that students who attempt to learn a complex skill, by following and optimize intermediate numbers of steps that optimize for effective and efficient learning, they learn much more faster than those students who take the whole task in one step, or the students who take the task in so many steps. Okay, so this is the conclusion of this study. Try to have an intermediate on optimized numbers of steps of your task. Don't take your task in only one step, and don't split your task into so many steps. Okay, so you can't manage them. Try to divide your task into a small number of steps that optimize for efficient, effective learning. Well, guys, tip number 9. Tip number 9 is, okay, avoid multitasking. Okay? Tip number 9 is avoid multitasking. The problem research indicate is that when we switch between task A into task B, that our brain not immediately switch from task A into task B. A residue of our attention, a residue of our focus will be stuck into task A, the original one. And this residue of attentions will go much thicker if our work on task A was unfinished. Well, guys, tip number 10. Okay, tip number 10 is try to include different study methods into your study session. Okay, tip number 10 is try to use different techniques in your study. Well, this really will change our way of feeling about study. Okay, trying to use a summarization for something is similar, trying to use like spaced repetition or active recall for something that needs memorization, trying to watch a video on YouTube for something that you think that you need more explanation, more details about the topic. and so on. Yeah, try to like solve some questions. So try to change the way you study between time and time, okay, according to the need. That will boost our productivity and that will break the study routine, okay. All right, guys. Tip number 11. Tip number 11 is testing yourself frequently. Okay, I'll just all this. All right, there you go. I feel some tired. I feel a little bit tired because today I was like in the hospital doing some summer training, clinical experience or something like that. Anyway, so tip number 11 is test yourself frequently. Okay, testing yourself frequently have a great positive effect in different aspects. Okay, on study, like it's discovered in Washington University in UCLA, they found that students who test themselves about the subject, they learn the material much more better than the students who just study the material then study it again and again. Okay, so a conclusion for this is instead of just study the material, then study it again and again, try to study the material, then test yourself. Study the material, then test yourself, and so on. So in this way, you will have like a positive effect on your mood. How? Because whenever you solve some questions the correct way, you will have the same feelings, the happiness that you will feel when you got your scores for your real exam. Okay, so that will push our mood and also will improve our study skills, will improve our productivity. How? Because when you solve some questions and you find that you didn't answer them correctly, so you know the correct answers and you got feedbacks about your weak points, so you will know where to work hard, where to skip, where to read faster. Okay, so that will give you a good feedback that will break the boring routine. Try it. All right, guys, tip number 12. What is tip number 12? Tip number 12 is listen, to some noise in the background. Yeah. Okay, let's have the chair. Yeah. Okay. Listening to some noise in the background while we study will enhance our attention, enhance our focus for most of the students. I don't say that it will work for most of the students, like for all the students. It will work for most of the students because some students they don't they don't have the ability to study in noise. Like when I'm talking about noise, I'm not talking like about high pitch of sound or like noisy background. I'm talking about white noise. So yeah, for most of the students, like they found studying in white background, it's very challenging, and they can't continue studying. So, uncommon solutions is to listen for something in the background, maybe on instrumental music, maybe radio, and so on. So it's important to choose what is to listen because something will distract you instead of push your attention. Okay, like listening to music with the lyrics or something like that. So, what science experiment shows that it's better to listen for instrumental music, listen to rain sound, or listen to another sounds of white noise, like listen to radio and put it far from you. For me, I most of the time listen for radio, listen for Quran. So it's according to the mood, according to the subject I study. I just like turn on the radio and put it far from me or the corner of the room, and I study. So I feel some talks in the background, I feel some noise, I feel some active in the background, not silent background, just me trying to bring some movement in this environment. Try to make the environment you study is active. Okay? Try it. Well, guys, tip number 13. Yeah, tip number 13 is don't study for short period of time. Okay? Yeah, most of the students, they study on Pomodoro technique. They study for 25 minutes of study, then 5 minute rest. 25 minutes study or work, 5 minute rest. Well, for me, I don't like Pomodoro technique. And I know most of the students, they don't like Pomodoro technique. And if they do, if they like this Pomodoro technique, because it's all about 25 minutes, and that will not uh, enable them to use their potential, complete potential of their brain. Okay? Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So what is the solution? For me, I use an alternative. What is alternative? It is a scientific it's a scientific biological cycle that's work with our biological cycles. Like our biological cycles, a lot of research found that it work like this: 90 minutes of work, then 20 minutes of rest. You can find a video specifically on this scientific cycle. I'll put the link down in the descriptions. I explained this scientific rhythm in details in another video. Check it out. Well, guys, tip number 40. What is tip number 40? Tip number 40 is understand what you are studying. Understanding what you are saying is really crucial to use your brain potential, to use your mind potential. Well, I understand you. This sentence, it has a really great meanings. It means that I have completely translated or interpret your words into a knowledge, into actions. So if we just memorize the subject, if we just memorize the things, we only take the outer idea, the surface idea of this topic. We don't go deep into these things. But if we understand it, we will go deep and we will know what we are doing. Okay? So it will be easy to memorize it then. If we understand the subject, it will be so easy to memorize it. And the other hand, when we understand something, we will know where to apply these things and how to correlate these things with another subject. You will have this ability if you understand what you are studying, but you will not have this ability if you just memorize the subject. So try to understand what you study, not to just memorize it, because that will give you a lot of positive effects. Like will make you memorize in a fast way, will give you a good correlation between subject and subject, and you will know where to apply the subject or the material you study. All right, guys, this is the last tip, which is tip number 15. There are a lot of tips, but this is the most important tips, which is based on science, based on the real experience, based on evidence. Well, tip number 15 is study in an optimal temperature room. Yeah, tip number 15, study in an optimal temperature room. Well, and study in the university, in the Cornell University, sorry, they found that the optimum temperature for study is ranged from 21 to 25 Celsius degrees. Um, like they found if your body is trying to cool down if you study in a very hot temperature room, or your body trying to warming up your temperature if you study in a very cold temperature room. So this mechanism of warming up your body or cooling down your body by your body, of course, will take of you a lot of energy, a lot of attention, a lot of concentrations. So whenever you want to start a new study session, make your first goal is to study in uncomfortable temperature. So you will not waste your energy, you will not waste your attention, like based on cooling down your temperature or warming up your temperature. Yeah, guys, was 15 tips on how to study for long hours without getting bored. If you found this video helpful, go and check the other videos. Maybe you will find them helpful to you. And I hope that work will benefit you. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and goodbye. Bye.